And right now we're in Studio B for Political Corner. I'm joined by Herald Tribune political editor Zach Anderson. Zach, thanks as always for joining us. I want to talk about Governor Scott and the state legislative session that's expected to begin, well, I guess in a month or so. And we're talking about jobs. Governor Scott put out his budget and he wants millions to help lure jobs to Florida. He's been the jobs governor. Is there going to be a problem with this?
So Scott's budget is a pretty familiar playbook at this point. He's calling for big tax cuts, $618 million in tax cuts. He's calling for incremental increases to certain things like education funding. But the big centerpiece of it, even though it's not the biggest financial aspect of it, is his call for incentives to lure businesses to Florida through Enterprise Florida, and then also to market the state's tourism industry through Visit Florida. And this is supposed to be probably the biggest point of contention in the whole session. The Speaker of the House, Richard Corcoran, is dead set against these things. There's been some scandals where about how they spend money, about transparency, and he really thinks that these are a waste of money, and he's philosophically opposed to them.
And we've heard the governor push back a little this week, saying this is not corporate welfare, but there's a differing opinion there for sure.
Definitely. The governor really thinks that, you know, to be competitive, you've got to be able to have some of these incentives. There was something I just read today about Nestle, the big candy bar manufacturer, moving to the Washington, D.C. suburbs. They got $16 million in incentives. The governor would say, you know, if we want to be competitive to try and get companies like that, we've got to be able to offer a comparable package. The Speaker of the House thinks that this is corporate welfare and that these companies will come here regardless.
And we'll see how that all plays out. Now, when does the session officially begin?
It starts on March 7th. They're already starting to lay out their priorities. They have sort of the pre-meetings where they've already started to do the committee meetings, and then it'll start on March 7th. It ends at the beginning of May, a 2-month session.
Zach, thanks as always so much for joining us.
Good to see you.